if you just get a group that can just stay together, okay, and just not fall off the rails, you will have a chance, man. We have all of the side pieces. It's like the 76ers is the perfect Black Thanksgiving. We got the macaroni, we got the potato salad, we got the sweet potato pies, and we got the banana pudding. we got every side, and every side is immaculate. You know what I mean? But it's that our turkey is undercooked. You know what I'm saying? It's missing the thigh and the leg. We just got it from the store. How's it missing the thigh and the leg? And we missing the mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is a side, but it's a main course in the black household at Thanksgiving. And we missing both of them, and that's Paul George and Embiid. That's the problem. Pink, as far as what I was thinking about today, sports, man.
What about him?
And what's funny is because my cousin who watches the show a lot, Fish, he was telling me about his team is the Magic, so he's telling me about we were discussing. He was saying who he wanted the Magic to get, and he was going about Trae Young, and he was talking about Halliburton and how good Halliburton is. Then he was like, "See, we can use a guard like that. We need Trae Young." And I was like, "Nah, Trae Young is the last person y'all need." And so that made me think, okay, it's time. 76, let me check in. It's been a couple of weeks since they've even been on my mind. I took a vacation, and
well earned.
And so you got. So Paul George started up his podcast back up, a couple of weeks ago, and he's been making the rounds to other people. He's been on Gilly and Wallow. He's been with made a couple of other rounds too. And he was talking about the season and what they need, talking about the guys in the draft and all of that stuff. And it's it's kind of disgusting to watch him, man. I wish it's okay for him to bring back his podcast back up. I just wish he wouldn't talk Sixers at all.
Do you think he's maybe poised to shortly become like a bad black general manager?
Paul George, no. No, he wouldn't make it that far.
He wouldn't make it that far.
No, okay. He wouldn't make it that far. And so just thinking about the draft and what we need and because the East, man, we're gonna get into this a little later, man. The East is just so fucking open, dog, and it's like if you just get a fucking group that can just stay together, okay, and just not fall off the rails, you will have a chance, man. And we have all of this, like we have all of the side pieces. It's like the 76ers is the perfect Black Thanksgiving. We got the macaroni, we got the potato salad, we got the sweet potato pies, and we got the banana pudding. we got every side, and every side is immaculate. You know what I mean? But it's that our turkey is undercooked. You know what I'm saying? It's missing the fucking thigh and the leg. We just got it from the store. How's it missing the thigh and the leg? Okay, and we missing the mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is a side, but it's a main course in the black household at Thanksgiving. And we missing both of them, and that's Paul George and Embiid. And that's the problem. Now if you go to a vegan Thanksgiving, maybe you can win with all sides. But in the NBA, that doesn't work like that. You need your, and we count on the main guys to be the main guys, and we kind of like in our brains, you pencil them in for whatever, and when the playoffs come, you put your focus on the Karl Anthony Townses, the Pascal Siakams, the Jamal Murrays, and Michael Porter Jr.'s. You know what I mean? Like in the playoffs, that's really.
I think what you're getting at, it feels really disingenuous for Paul George to talk about what the Sixers could and should do when he's the central problem.
God damn, man. I just went for 5 minutes and you summed it up in 30 seconds. That's the fucking problem.
Yeah.
And he's saying, yeah, he's gonna come back and he's gonna do this and he's gonna do that. But I'll see it when we get there. You know what I mean? Type of thing.
Yeah.
But also just in general, just also outside of Paul George, just thinking like what we need, because of course, we're in a position now with so much talent on the team. I honestly think and believe we're an addition if we just release Paul George for just cash assets or whatever, a fucking bum on the streets, really, and that we can release. I think if we just remove Paul George from the, because in basketball, the thing about it is, I think when you have one too many guys with the wrong mindset, no matter how talented they are, you're screwed.
Experienced that the other night.
Yeah. And Embiid is our guy. That's our, he's our baby. He grew up in the household. He's the one child that always does everything wrong. Okay, but that's our child. I'm willing to deal with the Embiid and take what comes with Embiid, but you can't pair Embiid with other mentally fragile and physically fragile guys. That just doesn't make any sense. So the Ben Simmons to the James Harden to the Paul Georges, though all those guys have the same mental makeup, and for Paul and Ben the same physical makeup. Despite the age. So if we can just have Embiid as the one problem, that's the one thing on my list. So that's why I just want Paul George removed. In the past, I wanted a guy's stars for James Harden, for Ben Simmons, for Tobias. In this situation, I just want Paul George removed. Simply. That's the first thing. The second thing is if we can hit on one of these guys in the draft, right? And we're in a tough spot because I don't like Ace Bailey. I think he's inefficient. Okay. And then, so maybe we move down and you grab a trade from Texas or whatever the case may be. You hit on the draft. And I think we could be ready for war because I believe in all of those other guys, all of those other pieces. You get McCain coming back. Okay. I really like that. You get Maxey coming back. I kind of like Maxey. I'm not as big on Maxey as the world is, because I don't like small scoring guards. I don't, and the small scoring guard is not even where the elite small scoring guards are. Like Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey is nowhere near Jalen Brunson. So it's like, it's not much I can do with that, but it's fine. It's fine. Maxey is fine. I'm not advocating that's too much movement. Maxey is fine. Okay. And then Grimes, I love Grimes. You sign him back. I'm telling you, man, I think we could be ready for war. If we just get rid of George, you hit on the draft pick, and I think we could do something with that. Okay, that's where my mind is at all day.
All day?
All day I've been thinking about.
You're kicking around a essentially useless fucking team.
All day.
What are we doing, man?
All day is gone, man.
You got to mix in some porn or something.
It took away porn up. I'm struggling finding another site.
Okay, talk to Jackie. She's got some yeah, I didn't spend any time thinking about the Sixers. Probably since they played their last game. No, I mean the point I definitely agree with though is like whether it's like an often injured guy, whether it's a mentally weak guy, whether it's just a crazy guy, in a group dynamic you can only have so much of that. And if all the other pillars of your culture are strong, you can manage it. You can be okay with it. But when you don't really have pillars, and the 76ers, they are extremely weird for the reason you said. Like, their two, by contract, foundational guys are essentially their most unreliable people.
Yes.
On and off the court in some ways. And that's just tough to build around. Your best player sets a tone for the entire organization. If he's a goofball, you're gonna have to be goofy with him. If he's a down to earth, connected guy with everybody in the building, then you're gonna be that. If he's just an elite motherfucker, but nobody can do anything with him when you're on the court, then you're just going to live in that space. Yeah,
like Kawhi. Like, it doesn't matter.
Kawhi or Kobe and his hate, and all that. Yeah. You're going to be what your best guy is. And, you've got to be kind of aware of that. And the Sixers are really just in a bad place because I don't think we ever see Joel Embiid play a significant portion of a season again. And I don't see it happening. I may be wrong, but I'll take that chance.
Yeah, I mean,
And Paul George
I can't argue that.
he's like expired milk at this point.
Yeah.
And again, realistically, I don't think there's a way that you could move on from Embiid in this offseason without, I just don't really see a way.
It's tough to see a way.
But Paul George, even if you have to eat some dog doo-doo to do it, I think you do it. And again, you're going to bring in a top 3 pick. Hopefully the guy's good.
Yeah.
And, McCain's a good young player. And I think Maxi's not perfect, but he seems to be a guy that
he's an imperfect guy,
comes play from the right place. He competes, he cares.
Yes.
And,
all of that,
and so you can kind of build with those. And I think that's the way you got to go. Yeah. And then you let Embiid be, it's not ideal because of his health, but you let him be your one variable.
Yeah.
That, if he's with us, wow, we're really dangerous. If he's out, we're this really pesky, annoying team that's hard to play against and wins more than they lose.
Yeah.
That's the model.
You hope to be the Pacers if that. Okay.